week.
Yeah.
What a week.
Boy, I was just watching the intro there and how times have changed, huh? In a year's time.
They have. We got to get around to that. It's been a busy week since we got back from our trip. But we will be getting around to that. I'm going to work on it. Probably work on it tomorrow a little bit. And then maybe Saturday, not finish the rest of it, send it to you, tell me what you think. And we'll see some cool pictures, some intro differences.
Yeah.
Better songs. Ooh.
Yeah. Pay close attention to the Mighty Mick's gym. In the intro, it's all boarded up.
Yep.
Not so much anymore.
No, very different now. So let's see here. So obviously, as everybody knows, we have our Rocky Run shirts on here. And we went to Philly this past weekend. Another whirlwind trip that we've had, which was good. And I guess let's just kick it off. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
So
but I came home with one more souvenir than you did, though.
You did? What'd you get?
This wonderful cold.
Oh, yeah. He's still not feeling well, so he has to go off camera, kind of like, you know, just it's okay. You won't get cooties.
Excuse my coughing.
So I got in Thursday night. So we had all day Friday, all day Saturday, and half a Sunday to do our mission, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's a good word for it.
We got a lot of pictures. This is our driving up to our hotel.
Man, that's just an amazing picture. Just wow.
Pretty cool. So we started off bright and early next day. I got in, like I said, 9:30-ish, I think, on Thursday.
Yeah, it's about that.
And then Friday we got up at the crack of dawn, had some coffee, and hit the road so we can get out there before all the zombies show up.
Yeah, right.
Which was partially accomplished.
Yeah, for the most part.
Mostly accomplished.
Yeah.
So we got to 1818 first. There we are there, right in front of it. They said somebody lives there, but I didn't hear or see any movement or anything from there. But
no, I didn't either. But I'm sure that they're pretty much accustomed to company by now.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, that's got to be top 3 locations.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the counting the statue and the steps as one.
Right.
I would think, statue, steps 1, Mickey's 2. And I would think that would be the third one.
I would think so. Welcome or unwelcomed, they probably have a lot of company.
Yeah, as long as everybody respects them, and doesn't hassle them,
Right. Well, they're for those of you who don't know, they're actually putting up a brand new building or something.
Yes.
Right adjacent to the apartment, right adjacent to 1818. So who knows? Maybe they're trying to redevelop the area.
Yeah, maybe clean it up a little bit. We'll talk more about that later. We have some stuff that was cleaned up and looking nice. We did take a little comparison picture here. And the picture up top is the picture we took.
Yep.
And that's the picture below where Rocky goes and asks Mickey to manage him. And you can see not much hasn't changed. I don't have the exact angle, but you get the idea. And what did we say the walk was from 1818 to the corner? Was 30 seconds, 15 seconds?
If that, yeah.
I mean, it was quick.
It was definitely less than a minute.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, definitely not the safest of areas. So if you're hesitant or nervous, or if you have little ones, be careful. Maybe reconsider. Maybe just drive through it. Doors locked. Take a picture.
Yeah.
That block itself, we didn't have any issues on. We didn't have any problems with anybody. As we were driving away, we got to see some of the less people
desirable.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. So but anyway, so Rick and I walked to the corner because that's where Frank was singing Take You Back, and that's the corner there. And they have a nice new mural on that building at the corner.
Yeah, just recently painted.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. It would have been cool if they kind of incorporated Frank singing Take You Back.
Yeah. But what a beautiful job they did on that.
Oh, it's fantastic. see it in person. It's big, it's bold, it's bright colors. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Very, very cool.
I wonder who commissioned that. You know what? I never did find that out.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't see any name up there. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So then from there we kind of we went around a little bit on some places that were we couldn't really get out of the car, not because of safety issues, because it was just not really feasible to get out, park the car first of all,
Yeah, there
and
was.
get out and go up there. I mean, one of them happens to be this one here, the apartment where they buy in Rocky 2. The top picture is our picture. The bottom picture is obviously the movie.
Yep.
And you can see it really hasn't changed at all, except for that black gated door in front of the apartment door. But there was people sitting on their porches. There was no parking at all. Not I wouldn't say that was an unsafe area at all.
No, but like you said, there were people on their porches, and we wanted to respect their privacy.
Exactly. I mean, if we found the parking space quickly, might have said something to them. Hey guys, would you mind?
Yeah.
And see what they say. But between not finding the space and then being there, I was like, let's head out of here.
Parking is folks, parking is not the easiest thing in Philadelphia.
Oh, Lord.
And let me tell you something. Pull your mirrors in when you're driving down the roads.
A couple of times we got lucky, when we went out. when we went out after the run, we got lucky. Got to pay literally right at you walk out the door, and it's right there to the right.
Yeah. The gods were smiling. The Rocky gods were smiling on us.
Yep. And Pat's, we got lucky right in front of the building.
Yeah.
We didn't really take a picture of Pat's. We just kind of put up there on how we plastered Philly with the round 14 stickers. There's several of them at Pat's, and not on the statue, of course, but like the lamps and the street signs that are at the street level in front of the statue. We kind of put them all over where we saw fit. We didn't put them obviously on anything that was disrespectful. So that was that. And then we saw, after the Rocky 2 house, we saw Paulie and Adrian's house. Now that one looks the most different than any of the other ones we saw.
Yes, it does.
I mean, it's very different. Very different indeed. But that's where it was. And again, not a bad area.
No.
Nightmare to park. Oh, and then we went to Mick's, where if you take a look at Mickey's behind us, there's doors.
Yeah.
There's windows all along the side. You can see in the background there. So it's looking nice and clean and looking better.
That's what I was pointing out, was like in our intro, that was all boarded up,
Yeah.
And now you look at that and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere.
Yep. And we'll come back to that. Obviously, I'm sure that anybody that follows us knows a lot about what is already going on with that place, but we'll chat about that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to see Paulie and Adrian cemetery. Rick likes to have whiskey at 9:00 in the morning.
Ooh, that was a bit rough.
That was more than a bit.
Yeah. Well, we just had a taste, just to wet the tonsils for Polly.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So that was there. And then we're jumping around a little out of order from what we actually went, but this was the day. This was before we went to Adrian's for dinner. We, of course, went to the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Took our picture there. Went to the Philadelphia Visitor Center, where they have their own Rocky statue.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I know, it's pretty cool. I almost said, "Wow, look, they got a poster." Your poster behind you, Alone in the Ring. The poster that's behind you right now, Alone in the Ring.
Over here.
Yeah, that side.
Yeah.
Well, if I put up the statue picture that we just showed, it kind of looked like, if you glance quickly, it looks like that poster's in the picture.
Oh my God.
That's why I was like, what the? I didn't see that there. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting old.
Nah.
And then this, I didn't see this last year. I think it's very hard to believe that we would have missed a 10-foot yellow
Yellow.
yo.
Yeah.
So, but maybe we did. Regardless,
Maybe.
it's there. It was cool.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool.
And right in this area here, the yo is in front of this building we're going to show you now. And the Rocky statue that's inside is in the building across the street from here. And this is Independence Hall, a park. And this is the bench that Rocky jumps over when the kids are following him. Little cool location thing. It's a real pretty park, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the Liberty Bell is there.
Yeah, yep. Liberty Bell's there. Independence Hall's there. Like I said, the visitor center is there, and they have a ton of Rocky stuff and Philly stuff, and of course bathrooms and whatnot if you happen to need those while you're wandering around the city.
Right.
Let's see, we got a little comparison picture of us and Rocky. Isn't it weird on how like that's a picture that is you and I?
You're right.
See, I mean, we're almost the same spot where Sly is.
Well,
Look
we're
how,
basically in the same spot,
yeah,
I
because
mean,
you look at the triangle where his shoes imprints are, and you see the triangle where it is between us. But my point is, look at the fountain that's across the street by the park.
Yeah.
Like, look how small it is in our picture, and look how big it is in that picture. And it's not, it didn't change.
No,
So
you're right.
I wonder how they did that.
Yeah.
You ever see how they zoom in a photo? You ever see how they zoom the background out, but the front comes in or something?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, the background comes in and then you go. I don't know, man. It's got to be something that we're not nearly talented enough to pull off.
Way above our pay grade.
Exactly. And then we finally last year we looked all over for this location because it doesn't really have a landmark to find it, but we do know how to find it now.
Yeah.
But this one here, there's the obviously the top's ours, bottom's the movie. Really, John, I need to tell you that. Yeah, we had Sly with us dressed as Rocky. If you want to find this location, go on Kelly Drive past the steps. When you see a lighthouse on the left-hand side, go to the next parking lot, and it's under that bridge.
Yeah. It was a beautiful area.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah. Very cool.
Awesome. It was very relaxing, and there was a ton of people running.
Yep.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then after all of that, we went back to the hotel to freshen up from our wandering the streets of Philadelphia. And we went to our favorite Adrian's.
Oh, yeah.
AKA Victor Cafe. Right there.
We had Iris again. Who's our
that was our table this time. Last time we were right under the painting.
Yeah.
This time we're right next to it.
And boy, they can sing. All of them can. They're just amazing.
Yeah, they can. Very good.
Yeah. Iris, like I said, last year was our server, and she was so wonderful. And it just pure chance we got her again this year. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Iris.
No, it's absolutely pure chance. I mean, we got the pleasure of talking to Greg Stefano, who's the owner. Yeah. And he was saying that Iris is his longest employee. His longest tenured employee. So I don't know if she gets that back section always because it's by the Rocky painting, probably the most busiest.
Yeah.
We'll find out next year when we go next year.
Yeah.
If we have a table back there and she's there again, then that's her section.
The woman's got some pipes. Let me tell you.
She can sing. Oh man, she can sing.
Yeah.
But I tell you, guys, you could choose whatever you want to eat. I guarantee you're gonna love it.
Yeah, bring a wheelbarrow because you'll have to be rolled back to your room because they do not skimp on the portions either.
We almost did have to be rolled back to our room.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal walking back. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a 35-minute walk.
Yeah, it was 35-minute, but the food is just amazing.
Everything about the place. I mean, the atmosphere. Of course, you go upstairs to the lounge. You have a nice drink. You sit on the chairs. Mm-hmm. They have all the. All of this stuff here. I obviously didn't show it all, but they got pictures, Rocky posters, Rocky pictures. They have the painting upstairs, big couch and all. We got to see Vincent and
Trish.
Trish, thank you. Yep. As you can see all the background stuff there.
Yeah.
They happened to be there at the same time. Their reservation was almost the same time as ours.
Yeah, we
So
had to have some drinks upstairs with them, and then Joe and his wife showed up a bit later. Joe Cisco and his wife.
yeah, we didn't get his wife in the picture, but Joe took wanted to take a picture with us over by the downstairs painting.
Joey, yeah.
So we did. So we did, and yeah, I mean, it's I mean, come on, if you're going to go on the Philly trip and you're going to do it, and you're going to go to locations, I mean, you're going to do it right. I mean, you got to see all this stuff, but
Absolutely.
the biggest thing I like about it though is that my takeaway from it is how good the food is. It'd be one thing like if all right, look, here's the bottom line with Pat's cheesesteaks. I love Pat's cheesesteaks, I do, but I started going there because of Rocky, and I do like them. Are there better cheesesteaks in Philly that Philadelphians would probably say are 10 times better? Probably. And that's no disrespect to Pat's, but probably. But the bottom line is I'm going to Pat's to have my cheesesteak when I go to
Yeah,
Philly.
right.
That's it.
Well, I heard that a regular, like I don't say a real Philly cheesesteak has French fries in it. I've heard that before, but I don't know if it's to be true.
Not that I'm aware of. If any of you are from Philly or know the answer to that, type it in.
Drop us a line. Drop us a note. But
I was a little busy trying to download something. I wanted to show you the dish that Rick and I had. Linguine frutta di mare. And it has calamari, it has shrimp, scallops, clams, mussels, nice red sauce. The bowl is about as big as our heads.
Yeah.
And of course, the 2 loaves of bread we ate with it didn't help. I absolutely need to get in shape and lose weight before next year's trip so that when that happens, I don't do so much damage.
No doubt.
And next year, do not let me get a salad before the meal.
No, I know.
Do not let me do it. All right. That dessert menu and dessert descriptions. I gotta have dessert.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Rick and I waddled back to the hotel at that point.
Not even room for a bellyache.
Oh no. Well, we had to get up at 3:00.
Oh yeah, 3 a.m. came early.
3 a.m. We had to get up at 3:00 to be at the Rocky Run at 4:00.
Well, a certain person said you should be there by 4 a.m. So that certain person shows up around 5.
Yeah, he did say I told you to come at 4 a.m.
Yeah, he did say I told you.
But yeah, future reference, we did see that we probably could have got there at 5 and been fine. By the time we set up and everything, it would have been 6. And people started rolling in at that time, 6:00 in the morning. And then the first race goes off at 7. I forgot something. I apologize. To backtrack a little bit here. There's an area where you go to pick up your shirt and your bib. The race got so big that they had to use the River Casino, which is the opposite side of where the steps are.
Yeah.
So you go there. John's got everything that he sells set up there, and then of course you go in and get your bib and your shirt. They also have other Rocky Run merchandise, which was really cool. They had a lot of cool stuff.
They really did, and they had it set up. It had the same flavor as Rocky 3 when he was training.
Yeah.
In the what casino there or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, you're right. It was cool.
Like with the yellow and black balloons.
Yeah.
It just reminded me so much of Rocky 3. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
So then after that, there's Mr. Riverly that we're talking about. He was set up next to us. We had the pleasure of having him set up next to us. So that was cool.
Good company all day.
Oh, yeah. And Lucy. Let's not forget Lucy.
Let's not forget Lucy.
So let's see what else. So they started rolling in. You got your Paulie was walking around with a bottle of whiskey and a turkey leg.
That's awesome.
That was. What we got here? Oh, Vince Papale.
Vince, yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles legend. He had a movie made about him, Invincible.
Yes.
Played by Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
And we may or may not be having Mr. Vince Papale on the show.
Yes.
So we'll have to keep your fingers crossed and see what the deal is with that.
I'd love to hear his, I've seen it on, I've seen the movie. I'd love to hear his take on it as well. And
Yeah.
Seems like a very interesting guy. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And then we had our table all set up. There. That bad. Remember when we first saw the banner, how like taken back we were?
I know. We were like, what? This is
Like,
amazing.
look at that. How great is that? We got all of our merch set up. We could have we know the difference now for next year. We got some more coming of some certain things and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Well,
fun. It's gonna be
this
fun.
year, the learning curve was 360 degrees.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
no doubt.
But like you said, we got to meet a lot of people. We got to see Sean and Olivia, young lady that's a boxer. We did not get a picture with them, unfortunately. We were kind of busy.
We should have, because they're so great.
I know. There was a couple people that asked about pictures, and we didn't do it. We were just busy. We had so many people at the front of the tent.
I know.
It was just tough to get to. Sean and McFadden and Olivia, and then there was Miss Nancy, who came all the way from Canada. We got to see her, but we didn't get a picture with her either. This young man, our buddy Claudio, he came from Canada as well, and but we did get to see him. He cracks me up. He's so funny.
He's a him and his cousin, great guys.
Great guy. And then of course we saw Trisha again and Vincent, and we also saw Tony at the run.
Tony Tornado.
Yeah, so we got they wanted pictures there, so that was kind of cool. It was a sight to be seen. It was really, really cool. I'm so glad we did it. The people start rolling in at 6:00, 5:30 maybe, but 6:00, and you start seeing a lot of gray sweatsuits with the black knit hat. And then you see a couple different one like Paulie. I saw an Adrian. I saw one.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't get much of a chance to really wander.
She had the black suit on with the red hat.
Okay.
That's just it. It was so hard to do what we were trying to accomplish. Like it would almost be beneficial to have somebody run the stand and we could just wander around and video.
Yeah.
But it's tough. We had so many people there, and then when it did die out, which is a good thing to have with so many people, but then when it did die out, we kind of like had to regroup and fix the table and freshen up and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to go over here, and then you're over there for 2 seconds, and I'm like, Rick,
yeah, I know.
Come back.
I know. That's when I saw Vince Papale. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to go talk to him and see if I, get him to come on the show. And then you're like, you need to come back now.
There's so many people that came out of nowhere. I'm like, where'd you people come from?
I know.
And like I said, it's a good thing. We had a lot of people that didn't know about it. A lot of people that did, asking what the podcast is about, where they can watch it.
Yeah.
The merchandise we're selling Round 14 hats, Round 14 t-shirts, selling some street signs and not just Round 14, Rocky as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. It was a great experience. I'm really glad we did it. And it was a long day. We were up at 3. We were there at 4. We left there at about 1.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Okay. About 1 o'clock.
Well, yeah, it would have been quicker, but some bozo got lost in traffic trying to get back.
All right. Let me elaborate on that for the viewing audience. So we were lucky enough. We were originally going to walk from the hotel to the circle in front of the steps because all of our merchandise was already there. But it was a 45-minute walk. It was 3:00 in the morning, and it was pretty cold. So we were like, okay, let's just drive until they stop us, and then we'll park and walk, which we did. And we got this fantastic parking space. It literally took 3 minutes to walk to our tent. So at the end of the day, we're packed.
No doubt.
We're starting to pack up stuff, put it by. I said, well, listen, why don't you get the car, pull it up over here. I'll finish packing. And then by the time you get here, we can just load her up, get out of here. And then it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 25 minutes. And then I'm talking to John. John's there with his car. I'm like, how'd you get here? He's like, well, I was right around the corner. I'm like, well, so are we. I'm like, where's Rick? He's MIA. So I call him, and he's like, they're directing me this way, directing me that way. Rick's becoming a Philadelphian. He's giving fingers to everybody.
I know. I'm hanging out the window yelling at people, stop honking at me. I'm doing the best I can.
Oh, my God. So I didn't want to stress him out any more than he was and talk to him on the phone. I'm like, all right, I'll
Do
just
you
wait for
not
you, man.
see the
Good.
New York license plate? Do you think I don't know where I'm going?
So needless to say, Rick finally made it. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah. And
packed
I
up
had
the
to go the
car.
wrong way on a one-way to get in there.
It's like
I'm
the
like,
scene
yeah,
European vacation. Big Ben
yeah.
kids, Parliament.
Yep.
Big Ben,
Yep.
Parliament.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Uh
God,
we
that's
kept
funny.
on going around that circle. Like, you're like, no, you got to get over one more lane. I'm over a lane. No, you got to get over one more lane. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
big
something we
bad
should show
Parliament.
live. We should show our drives live.
Mhm.
People will be like, what's wrong with you guys?
Well, they'd fall asleep with me at the intersections though, because I always go so slow
Oh,
during
man,
those.
tell you. All right, to put in perspective how slow Rick went one time, the light turned green. He was inching forward to go through the intersection, looking both ways on a one-way street to try to see around the cars that were in front. And by the time he decided to go, the light turned red. That's when I knew I was in trouble.
It's
So I said, oh, you don't come from a town of 11 people. What are you doing?
that's not untrue. I said, if
Oh
I
my
bring
God.
this car back home with a scratch, my ass is grass.
Oh my God. That's great.
But
Okay. So now,
again, the streets are so narrow, and they park on both sides of the
oh my
street.
God, they're really
Not even to mention that on the wider streets, they park in the middle in the medians.
yeah,
So you have cars
yeah,
parked on
yeah.
both sides and they're parked in the middle. So you're trying to go through an intersection and you're like trying to just, I know it's a one way, but I don't, never trust a
Right.
blinker,
No. I
you know,
completely understand. I
and
just
I'm
have to
looking
bring
and you can't see around. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
too
That's some
funny.
tough
Too
living.
funny.
Tough
So then
living for
after
me.
that, we packed up. We were going to have dinner at the Mashula, which is the ship
Yeah.
that Rocky runs by on the docks.
Yes.
Beautiful restaurant looked like, and menu looked fantastic. I don't know. We just weren't really up for it. We're like, maybe we'll do it next year. Maybe we'll see. And then we I don't even know how we found out. Somebody who told us. So
Claudio
Tony D.
told me.
Oh, was it
Was it
Claudio?
20D? I,
One of
we
them.
saw so many people. I
One of
just
them.
remember you saying, so and so said that it's open, and they
Yep.
opened Friday night. And I'm like, well, and you're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'd rather go there to Mighty Mix. So anyway, go ahead with your.
I'm sorry if you guys are watching right now. Rick's buffering, so he'll stop
Oh, was I
soon.
buffering? I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
plugged in.
yeah, you were hesitant in the words, are you? That's all right. We heard what you said. Just didn't match
Okay.
your face.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, so we went to Mighty Mix, and Mighty Mix is called Lost Time, and the the owners Andrew and Matt, the little guy Nicholas, who's their head of security.
Yep.
we got a little tour in there, and we got to give them some Round 14 T-shirts, and they are promoting us like we are promoting them, and they have a Mickey's American Lager. Look at this can. Look at the can. You got the Mickey Mighty Mix building. You got the makeshift statue, and then on the other side, Mickey's American Lager.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty good. I
Oh,
thought it
the
was good.
beer. I thought the beer was amazing. It's.
I'm not even a beer drinker, and I thought it was good.
I got one for you here, buddy. I couldn't send it with you because we didn't
Yeah.
want you to wind up in the clink.
Yeah, I know. It's too big. It's too much liquid to have on a plane, so I couldn't take it with me. Yeah, we'll work that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're open like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon till whatever time they close, midnight, 1 or whatever. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on down there. There's going to be some more Rocky decor and memorabilia that they're going to hang up. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now going to Mickey's is going to be really fun. I mean, because not only can you go, of course, to take a picture and see it, but it's kind of cool. I know, to sit inside and be there. That's why we're saying it seems like they're trying to fancy up the area a little bit.
Right. Well, it was really cool because we weren't expecting to do that, and we went there and we definitely made some new friends, with Matt and Andrew and Nicholas. And there's a third owner, and I'm sorry, forgive me, I cannot remember the gentleman's name. I did meet him, and he was actually the brew master who did this. And I told him, spot on, great beer. But we did absolutely make some new friends there, and we've been talking with them back and forth.
We have some things going on. We're going to be sending them a poster that they can put up there. We have some other stuff we're going to be sending them. We'll be promoting them on the Instagram page. We'll be promoting them on this, and good collaboration. It's good.
And they're working with the restaurant across the street.
Yeah, row house.
So you can order food and then bring it back over or whatever and eat it in there and drink.
Yeah. You scan. They have a QR code on the table, and you scan the QR code, however much time you need, and then you go across the street and you get what you got, a little to-go box. Yeah. Bring it over there, sit down and munch away. I mean, Joe got some Philly pretzels with some mustard and cheese dip or whatever he had there. Yeah, it looked good. I mean, I didn't look at the rest of the menu. We already, we had already eaten, so I didn't look at that. But it was good.
I think these guys are going to get quite a bit of business because, as you know, and I was telling them, as Rocky fans and Rocky purists as you and I are, we've only ever seen the building from the outside, right? In the movies. Right. Anything from the inside was filmed on location.
Right. They just did exteriors there. So
yeah, these are the exteriors. So I said any true Rocky fan wants to know what that building actually looks like on the inside. Yeah. And we got to get in there, with others and see it, which to me is nostalgic. There's no money.
I think it's awesome. Remember I told you, I think they should do upstairs. They should do a Rocky museum upstairs, the second level. The first level be the bar. Second level be a Rocky museum. I don't know what the third level is.
I'd run the Rocky Museum. I'll bring all my stuff down.
You could have a Rocky Museum with all that stuff. But yeah, it was very cool. We're looking forward to going back. Definitely if you are in the area or you're from Philly, stop in, check it out. It's pretty cool. Right now, I mean, it's only the second week they're open, so I'm sure they're working out some kinks. And like I said, the decor is coming. They plan on doing a lot more decorations and whatnot, and posters and pictures and stuff. So
in Lost Time, I think they said that was from Ernest Hemingway. Was it Hemingway?
Benjamin Franklin.
What's that?
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they like the of course they like the quote itself, but they also like the that it was a Philadelphia quote. So pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
But yeah, it was good. Not sure what we're gonna do next year. We're looking, as of right now, we're looking at going back and doing Rocky Run again, 2025.
Right. Well, let's not forget to mention that that whole day and night. Again, it started at 3 a.m. for us. And it just kind of bookended it perfectly because we got to sit down with Trish and Vince and Joe, his wife, and Claudio and his cousin. And we just had a great time, and we met the guys and their families from Lost Time. And it worked out just to be just a great evening,
Well, thanks to you. You're the social butterfly of the duo.
I guess.
I was sitting down talking to nobody. You got up and you made it happen. So good thing.
I got up and I went up to order a beer or something like that. And I'm like, hey, who's the owner? I'd like to talk to the owner. And he's like, oh, I'm one of them. I'm like, we need to talk. I said, I'm Rick from Round 14. There's my partner over there, Tony from Round 14 on the podcast. And binging a boonging. The next thing you know, we're taking pictures. We're doing a live interview outside. And hey, 31 years I worked with politicians and whatnot.
No, it was fantastic. Like I said, because I wouldn't have done it. So now look where it's getting us. So it was great that you did that. Like I said, you'll handle that. I handle the videoing, the uploading and whatnot.
I come back to the table with these guys. You're like, well, who the hell are these guys? You just went up alone. What are you doing? I said, get your phone. We're going outside. We're going to interviews.
Oh, also too, we want to apologize for any live videos. I was thinking about that when you said go outside. I know a lot of the live videos did not look the best. I know that they were a little glitchy, a little pixely. So I apologize about that. We're working on that. So
Yeah.
each week and each month, each whatever trip, we get better and better. So that's all
Yeah,
we
we're
can.
learning, I
Yeah.
mean,
Once we start making the big bucks, we'll have a professional cameraman and stuff
yeah,
like
we'll
that.
hire some 13-year-old who know.
Exactly. Exactly right. But yeah, it was a fantastic trip. Had a great time. We're looking at doing it again next year. We are on a like this with doing Rocky Fest or Rocky Run. We're not really sure how Rocky Fest is going to pan out because we're not really sure. See, Rocky Run, right? The park in front of the steps is where it is. That's it. I mean, it starts at one end, goes loops around, does whatever, comes back. Finish line is at the bottom of the steps. All your tents are there. You know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
The Rocky Fest, it doesn't seem like they have a main hub where everything is happening at the bottom of the steps. There seems maybe there is. I mean, we'll find out, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe there is. Maybe that the bottom of the steps are going to be a lot of what's going on, and then the movie marathon, the bus tours, and all that's still happening all week. But in front of the Sly Shop and the steps is vendors and
Yeah.
pictures and whatever. I mean, I don't know. We'll
Well,
see.
being just 3 4 weeks apart, maybe, you know, this one here, we'll talk to that one there and say, hey, let's merge these together and make it a big booming thing.
You and I were talking about that at dinner, where it would have been fantastic if they had Rocky Day on the 3rd, and then the weekend after the 3rd, the last day of Rocky Fest is the Rocky Run.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know the
absolutely.
logistics of making that happen. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than you and I are just saying, oh, we'll put
Oh
on
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, let's just do
We'll do this. Also, too, you got to keep in mind the first week in December, that's 4 weeks after the Rocky Run. That could make a huge difference in temperature.
Yeah, true.
So that may have a lot to do with it too. I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure I would find it hard to believe we're the first people to think that and say it. They might have already thought it and went to try to work it out. I'm like, it's not going to happen. So
Well, last year at Rocky Day, it rained, and it rained all day, but it wasn't really cold.
but it wasn't snow.
It wasn't snow, so it wasn't cold. But at Rocky Run, we were cold.
Rocky Run in the morning, yeah. Yeah, it was cold in the morning. It was definitely
Yeah.
cold. It was cold almost until we left.
Yeah.
Right around 11 o'clock or so, give or take.
Mm.
If we were on the other side of the street, it would have been sunnier. We wouldn't have been as cold. So,
Right. Right.
but those of you that have done it, excuse me, I'm sure you love doing it. And you're going to do it again every year. Those of you that have not done it, highly recommend you doing it. It's an awesome experience, a lot of fun. It's like the Rocky fan overload. It's a lot of fun. It's cool. Definitely go
Yeah.
try it if you can. I mean, I know it's not feasible for everybody. I get it.
Mhm.
Oh, and also too, I emailed yesterday and asked about the virtual run because some people were asking about the virtual run. And
Right.
there's not going to be a virtual run next year. So it looks like they finally nixed the virtual run. This year there was no virtual, and next year there's not going to be a virtual. So I find it hard to believe that the year after that there will be.
Okay.
So unfortunately, if you want the shirt and medal, you got to go up to Philly.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it. So we'll see. I've been doing it virtual since 18. I mean, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. It was good to see everybody that we got to see and meet people we got to meet. It was fun. I had a great time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We definitely made a lot of new friends. Yeah, it was just a really good time. We had a lot of fun meeting and
Yeah, I mean, you
talking to
get to talk about
people.
Rocky all weekend, so how bad could that be?
Yeah, right.
So we have some more surprises coming up. We have some more guests coming up. We have a lot more in store. This is a special edition episode that we didn't want to do too late after the Rocky Run, so we figured we would air it Friday night at 7. So by the time this is over, it'll be ready for the Tyson Jake Paul fight, where hopefully Mike knocks this YouTuber on his butt. And enough of that crap. He's such a clown, man. I really do wish somebody would just like you're handpicking your opponents. You're not working your way up through the ranks. You're just. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's making a ton of money, but I don't know.
Well, that's what it's all about now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit there and criticize. If I had the same opportunities to make that kind of money by fighting technically has-beens,
but this is more like an exhibition. There's no title.
No, this is sanctioned. No, there's no title, but it's a sanctioned fight. It's a real fight. It's going to go on Tyson's record.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no belt or anything involved. No.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's why it's like, okay, if you did all this and you want to be serious about boxing, stop the, dog and pony boxing matches.
Mm-hmm.
Go start fighting some people to work your way up and see if you get ranked or get to be the top ranked contender. And then you go after the title.
Yeah.
And he won't do that because he'd probably get knocked on his ass 100 times. And
well, there's some good fighters out there.
God, yeah. Look, a pro fighter. Look, if you know how to fight and you were taught how to fight, that's wonderful. That was me. I went to the boxing academy. I learned how to box. I learned how to protect myself if anything was to happen. I wasn't there very long. I was there like 3 months, whatever it was. I didn't even have any bouts. I had, sparring matches. And it was also, 40 years ago.
Sure.
Guys they've been doing this since they were 12.
Oh, yeah.
And they just, turn their hip and give that little snap. I mean, yeah, you have no clue. I don't have a clue. I'm not saying like I do. And no. I was hit by guys that never probably did anything. So it's crazy.
I agree.
He's going to learn real quick.
Yeah, I agree.
So tomorrow night at 8, if you have Netflix, check it out. Hopefully Mike, I think Mike's got his little old Mike back. I mean, he's not goofing around a lot. Every time they talk to him, he's like very, very just solemn and sincere. And yeah, he's not laughing. He's not goofing around.
Yeah, he put some work in. He definitely put some work in.
So, all right, brother. Well, until next week, everybody, we appreciate you watching, and we will see you next week.
Take care. Thanks for joining.